Welcome to Ireland. Have you ever heard of a country where strangers call each other love, where a tiny village of just 100 people sends out over 10,000 love letters every year? A land where every September thousands of people from all over the world gather just to find a life partner? In this place, 1 out of every 5 international marriages is with an American. And the people here believe red hair is a national genetic treasure. So much so that couples with red hair are encouraged to have more children to help preserve this rare gene. This isn't a fairy tale. This is Ireland, the land of dreamy hills, enduring romantic hearts, and quirky traditions that the world can't look away from. Join me today as we explore 15 mind-blowing facts about Ireland in this travel documentary. Number 15, the unique emerald gem of Europe that captivates the world. Located on the western edge of Europe, Ireland is a beautiful island surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, just a narrow strait away from England called the Irish Sea. With an area of about 27,000 square miles, approximately 70,000 square kilometers, Ireland is only 1/3 the size of New York State, but its natural beauty and cultural depth far exceed that. As of 2025, Ireland's population is estimated to be over 4.9 million, comparable to Alabama. But every resident carries a rare cultural pride. The primary language is English, but interestingly, there are still hundreds of thousands of people who speak Gaelic, one of the oldest and most mysterious languages in Europe. The climate in Ireland might surprise American visitors. It's cool year-round, with average summer temperatures around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, and winters rarely drop below 35 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 degrees Celsius. Thanks to abundant rainfall, the country boasts vibrant greenery all year round, which is why Ireland is often referred to as the Emerald Isle. Remarkably, despite its small size, Ireland is home to the highest number of Nobel laureates per capita in the world, and is the birthplace of Guinness, the most famous stout globally. Number 14, Keem Bay, the cleanest beach in Europe. You won't believe you're still in Ireland when you stand before Keem Bay, a beach so beautiful it's often called the Caribbean of Europe. Located on a Coll Island in Western Ireland with its crystal-clear turquoise waters, soft white sand and surrounding mountains, Keem Bay consistently earns the Blue Flag Beach designation, a prestigious title for the cleanest and most environmentally friendly beaches in Europe. There are no high-rise hotels, no luxury resorts, and no cell phone service here. This place is completely disconnected from the noisy world. But that absolute tranquility makes it the most emotionally rich destination for those looking to recharge their energy. Interestingly, you can kayak while watching dolphins swim close to the shore, or pitch a tent, and enjoy one of the most stunning sunsets in Europe, where the sun sinks behind the cliffs and reflects golden light on the calm, picture-perfect sea. Notably, the scenic mountain road leading to Keem Bay is considered the most beautiful in Ireland, winding through steep cliffs, attracting motorcyclists and campers from the US and Canada for photo opportunities. And if you're a film buff, you'll recognize this landscape from the Oscar-nominated movie, The Banshees of Inisherin, 2022. If you're looking for a place to disconnect, the good news is that Keem Bay has no cell service or Wi-Fi, no social media, no work emails, just the sound of waves, wind, and dolphins leaping out of the water right by the shore. Are you ready to explore the beach in Ireland that has the whole world turning its head? Comment yes if Keem Bay is on your must-visit list. Number 13, a hidden paradise of beauty in Ireland. When you set foot in Ireland, you'll soon notice something interesting. The women here are not only beautiful, but also possess a unique leadership aura. They are not loud or flashy, but they always make those around them stop and listen. With sharp voices and a touch of characteristic Irish humor, they often take the lead in family matters, from parenting to choosing the evening TV channel. Irish women have a higher college graduation rate than men, and are among the highest in Europe for business ownership. Many run family pubs, pouring pints while managing the books like true CEOs. This has led many Americans to compare them to a mix of a Texas bar owner and a Parisian lady. They typically don't wear heavy makeup, but they take great care of their hair, one of the most important beauty secrets. And don't be surprised if you see Irish girls baking soda bread or brewing tea from a young age. It's a traditional coming-of-age ritual passed down by every Irish mother. Interestingly, the Irish have a very modern perspective on international love, with 1 in 5 cross-border marriages involving an American, And if you're lucky, you might just bite into a slice of buttered bread with a secret marriage proposal inside, a quirky but incredibly romantic tradition in rural Western Ireland. If you want to learn more about this fascinating custom, leave a comment with the number 3. And if you ask for directions or simply say, "How are you?" be prepared to chat for half an hour. Irish women will call you terms of endearment like love, darling, or pet, with such friendliness that it might make your heart skip a beat. If you find this intriguing and want to learn more about connecting or getting to know Irish women through social media, leave a comment with the number 6. I'll share the best tips with you. Number 12, Listun, Varna, the strangest love town in Europe. If you think Tinder is a 21st century invention, you probably haven't heard of Listun, Varna, a small town in Western Ireland where matchmaking has been happening for 160 years and there's no need for Wi-Fi. Every September, as the leaves begin to turn golden, over 40,000 singles from across Europe, the US, and even Asia flock here to attend the Listun Varna Matchmaking Festival, the largest matchmaking festival in Europe. The unique aspect is that you can trial marry for 3 days, complete with rings, wedding photos, and a small party like a condensed honeymoon, then part ways with laughter on the 4th day. The town, with just over 700 residents, is usually peaceful, but when the festival starts, it transforms into a fairy tale Las Vegas of love. The pubs turn into dating floors, where bartenders not only pour beers but also play matchmaker-like therapists. At the heart of the festival is Willie Daly, one of Ireland's most famous matchmakers, a third-generation matchmaker. He carries a love notebook over 150 years old that contains information about hundreds of romantic candidates. According to legend, if you touch the book with both hands, you'll be married for real within 6 months. The festival runs for 30 days with over 80 events featuring music, folk dancing, and evening parties where you might meet someone special while waltzing or ordering a pint of Guinness. There are no age, appearance, or background restrictions. Everyone from young first-time lovers to widowers looking for joy has a chance to fall in love here. Interestingly, many couples come intending to have a fake wedding for fun, but end up having a real wedding in life. Over 3,000 couples have found love thanks to this festival, a number that has earned Listun Varna the title of the only love town in the world that can change your life in just 72 hours. Number 11, Adair, the most beautiful old village in Ireland. If you've ever dreamed of a fairy tale European village where people still live in thatched roof houses from the 13th century, where flowers bloom year-round, and a 5-star castle has won the title of best hotel in the world, then you don't need to dream anymore. Just visit Adair, the village known as the most beautiful in Ireland and a strong contender for the most beautiful village in Europe. Located in Western Ireland, Adair is a living museum in real life. The thatched houses here are not just for photos, people actually live in them as a modern part of a medieval setting. Every morning they wash dishes in stone kitchens, brew tea in copper kettles, and look out at vibrant lavender gardens. That's everyday life in Adair, not just a scene from a Netflix movie. Interestingly, the entire town has about 1,200 residents. Yet it boasts 3 ancient monasteries from the 13th century, a 5-star castle, Adair Manor, which will host the 2027 Ryder Cup, the most prestigious golf tournament in the world, and a top European golf course where billionaires, politicians, and sports legends have played. Would you dare to step into a world without Wi-Fi but full of magic? If so, leave a comment with the number 7 to be taken on a virtual tour of this fairy tale village. Number 10, tea drinking culture. When it comes to tea, many people immediately think of the English. But if you've ever been to Ireland, you'll soon realize a surprising fact. The Irish drink tea even more addictively than the English. According to the latest statistics, each Irish person consumes an average of about 1,400 cups of tea per year, ranking in the top 3 countries for tea consumption worldwide, just behind Turkey and England. In Ireland, tea is not just a drink, it's a vibrant culture. Every day, around 11 a.m. and 3 to 4 p.m., you'll see offices, schools, hospitals, and even construction sites pause for tea time. No one questions it. They call it a cúpa break, and it's as sacred as a small ceremony in the day. Interestingly, the Irish don't just drink tea to stay awake. They drink it to heal their emotions. There's even a ritual called a cúpa and a cry, meaning sitting down, having tea, and crying comfortably to relieve stress. Tea in Ireland not only warms the belly but also warms the soul. In the countryside, the tea drinking tradition runs even deeper. People often sit by the fireplace enjoying soda bread while listening to the radio tell folk tales with no music or news, just warm, soothing stories. An old radio is considered a treasure in many kitchens. And did you know that during the 20th century wars, when tea was scarce, the Irish would hide tea like it was gold, only bringing it out for special guests or occasions? For them, tea symbolizes warmth, hospitality, and sometimes even honor. Number 9. The strangest Valentine village in the world. In Ireland, there's a tiny village with fewer than 100 residents that does something extraordinary that no other place in the world does. It sends out over 10,000 love letters each year. In an age of texts and emojis, this village still writes handwritten letters using purple ink, scented paper, and wax seals, just like in the 19th century. Each letter is stamped with a heart-shaped seal bearing the village's name, which stamp collectors from around the world seek like gold. Every February they open a love post office that operates only during Valentine's season. People from the US, Germany, Japan, and even Brazil send letters here, not for anyone specific, but just to receive a random love letter from a stranger somewhere in the world. Interestingly, there have been couples who fell in love and got married simply because of a Valentine's letter sent from this Irish village. There's a 92-year-old woman known as Ireland's Cupid who writes over 300 handwritten letters each year in purple ink with gentle, poetic words. Not far away, right in the heart of Dublin, there's an even more shocking secret. Whitefriars Street Church, which holds the actual relic of Saint Valentine, gifted by Pope Gregory XVI in 1836. Every February 14th, thousands of couples from around the world flock here to pray for love in this ancient Catholic church, where the relic is respectfully placed under the altar in a gilded box. This place is not just the heart of Dublin, it's the heart of global love. Remarkably, you don't have to be Catholic to feel the emotion here. Some people come just to sit quietly for 5 minutes, gazing at the golden box under the altar and whispering things they've never dared to say to anyone. For the Irish, this is called a quiet prayer of the heart, a whispered prayer only love can hear. Perhaps nowhere else on earth is love both sacred and humorous, organized yet deeply Irish, quite like this. Number 8. Life in Dublin. Dublin is not a loud or flashy city. It has a subtle charm with friendly people who will guide you the entire way if you just ask which way to go. The residents live slowly but deeply, valuing connection over competition. During the day, Dublin is a vibrant picture of sidewalk cafes, students cycling through parks filled with green grass, and bus drivers known for their humor and storytelling, often sharing jokes with the whole bus. The city doesn't have a subway, but the double-decker buses and Luas tram system are enough to take you exploring every nook and cranny, from the bustling center to the peaceful suburbs. As night falls, Dublin warms up in a different way. The yellow lights flicker from pubs. The sound of fiddles, laughter, and the scent of peat from fireplaces evoke a sense of nostalgia. In Dublin, sitting alone in a pub isn't lonely. It's a way to savor life. Observing, listening, and sometimes chatting with a stranger who just walked in. And if there's one place you can't miss, it's Trinity College and the Long Room Library, home to the Book of Kells, which is over 1,200 years old. Stepping inside, you don't just see books, you touch history. Number 7. The most famous tourist wonders of Ireland. If you think Ireland is just about green fields and pints of Guinness, get ready to be amazed. It boasts some of the most spectacular natural wonders in Europe that will take your breath away. First up are the Cliffs of Moher, Ireland's #1 natural landmark. These towering cliffs rise over 700 feet or 214 meters above the Atlantic Ocean. Not only are they a famous sight, but they also served as a backdrop for Harry Potter and the Princess Bride, where the fiery sunsets illuminate the rocks, creating a scene that looks like a painting. Next is Blarney Castle, a 15th century fortress where millions of visitors line up just to kiss the famous Blarney Stone, hoping to be granted the gift of eloquence. We can't forget the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, where over 40,000 naturally stacked hexagonal basalt columns create an otherworldly landscape. Legend has it that this was created by the giant Finn McCool, and you might just believe that when standing in such a surreal setting. Finally, there's Killarney National Park, the emerald gem of Ireland. With mountains, lakes, ancient forests, and rare red deer, it's a paradise for those who love trekking, biking, or simply immersing themselves in nature, like stepping into a vibrant fairy tale. Which place will you choose to start your dream journey in Ireland? Comment below the video. Number 6, the second highest rate of redheads in the world. When it comes to red hair, people often think of a few movie characters or some classic paintings. But in Ireland, red hair isn't a rare treasure in books. It's a genuine genetic specialty. With about 10% of the population having natural red hair, Ireland ranks just behind Scotland. However, in certain regions like Galway or Kerry, no place in the world is as fiery as this. The reason lies in the MC1R gene, a rare genetic mutation that produces red pigment. Only 1 to 2% of people worldwide carry this gene, but in Ireland that number jumps nearly tenfold. Even more interesting, this gene is linked to better absorption of vitamin D in sun-deprived climates, a trait that fits perfectly with Ireland's typically grey skies year-round. But red hair in Ireland is not just biology, it's culture. In the past, red hair was seen as unusual. Now in Ireland, red hair paired with light freckles and fair skin is the definition of classic Celtic beauty, appearing in everything from Renaissance paintings to modern advertising campaigns. Ireland has even hosted the Redhead Convention in Cork, where thousands of redheads from around the world gather to sing, race barefoot, wear flowers in their hair, and celebrate themselves. Number 5, the Seanchai profession, Ireland's most valuable intangible heritage. Before Netflix TV or podcasts, the Irish had Seanchai storytellers likened to living libraries. They were not just storytellers but also guardians of cultural heritage, preserving the legends and mysteries of the entire nation. In ancient Irish society, Seanchai were respected almost as much as poets or clergy, and whenever they spoke, the whole village listened in silence. These storytellers had vivid memories and captivating tongues. No books, no microphones, no scripts. Just a chair near the fireplace and a pint of Guinness. And a Seanchai could keep an entire pub silent for hours. They didn't just tell stories, they held the collective memory of the nation. From Celtic legends like the goddess Brigid and the Battle of Moytura to rural jokes, epics and riddles, Seanchai memorized everything. Even elderly folks in their 80s can recount details of stories they heard when they were just 6 years old. In every village, the Seanchai chair in the pub is sacred. When they arrive, no announcement is needed, and no one dares interrupt. The Irish believe that the ability of a Seanchai is a gift from the heavens, not something everyone can learn. Some can tell stories for 3 hours without repeating a word. Interestingly, when the Irish immigrated to America in the early 20th century, they brought Seanchai with them, telling stories in churches, barber shops, or among bars in Boston and Chicago. That's how Irish culture was passed down orally, not through libraries. Number 4, Ireland. The country with the most beautiful 40 shades of green in the world. If there were a color palette dedicated to nature, Ireland would definitely hold the exclusive rights to green. With over 80% of its area covered in grass, forests, and natural vegetation, it's known as the greenest country in Europe. Not just symbolically, but literally green down to every pixel when viewed from satellite images. The reason is that Ireland experiences rain almost year-round. On average, there are 150 to 225 rainy days each year, depending on the region. While tourists might complain, "Why is it raining again?" the locals smile and say, "It's the rain that makes our green so special." The locals don't just call it grass. They refer to it as 40 shades of green, inspired by Johnny Cash's famous song after his trip to Ireland in 1959. And it's not an exaggeration. If you stand in the meadows of County Kerry or Wicklow, you'll see grass in shades of lime green, olive, mint, moss. Each passing cloud brings a different hue. Another interesting fact, because the grass is so lush year-round, Ireland is a paradise for dairy cows that eat real grass. Irish milk, butter and cheese consistently rank among the highest quality in the world, popular in the US, France and Germany. A latte in Dublin is not just fragrant from the coffee, but also creamy thanks to the lush grass from the Highlands. In Ireland, green is not just a backdrop, it's an identity, a poetry, and a reason for visitors to return. Not just for the scenery, but for the feeling of breathing in harmony with the land and sky. Number 3, the most famous festival in the world in Ireland. When it comes to festivals in Ireland, St. Patrick's Day is undoubtedly the most famous name. Held annually on March 17th, this is not only Ireland's largest national festival, but also a global phenomenon where people around the world don green, transform into leprechauns, and join in parades, live music, dancing, and of course a few pints of cold Guinness. In Dublin alone, Over 500,000 people attend each year, turning the city into a vibrant sea of revelers for 5 consecutive days. But if you think Ireland only has one lively holiday, let me introduce you to Samhain, the true ancestor of modern Halloween. Taking place at the end of October in Gaelic-speaking regions, this festival features bonfires, spooky costumes, and rituals to honor ancestors, a mystical experience steeped in Celtic culture. Number 2. Cost of living in Ireland. Living in Ireland offers you the peaceful feel of ancient Europe, but at a significantly more reasonable cost compared to the US. If you're considering a place to retire, work remotely, or simply want to slow down a bit, Ireland is truly a viable option. In Dublin, the country's most vibrant capital, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center is about $1,500 per month. If you choose to live in the suburbs or smaller cities like Limerick or Cork, the price can drop to around $1,000 to $1,200 per month. Utility costs for electricity, water, heating, and waste are about $150 per month, while high-speed internet averages around $40 per month. For food, you'll spend about $400 to $500 per month, depending on your lifestyle and cooking habits. A meal at a casual restaurant in Ireland costs around $15 to $20. A monthly public transport pass is about $110. And if you like to stay fit, gym memberships here are only about $40 to $60 per month. A basic dental checkup costs around $70 to $100. The total average cost for one person living in Ireland is about $2,200 to $2,500 per month, which is roughly 40% lower than in New York or San Francisco, and comparable to many large cities in Spain or Portugal. $2,500 a month for a life in Ireland. Do you think that's cheap or still too high? Share your thoughts. Number 1. A culinary paradise in Ireland. Irish cuisine may be simple, but it holds a depth of culture that spans from ancient peasant meals to dishes recognized by UNESCO. First up is Irish stew, the iconic dish of Ireland made with tender lamb simmered with potatoes, carrots, and aromatic onions. This dish is recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage and often appears on St. Patrick's Day as a reminder of the rustic past of the Irish people. If you visit a traditional Irish family, you'll be invited to eat soda bread, a type of unleavened bread with a slight tang, served with salted butter or hot soup. Each family has its own secret recipe, and the Irish consider it the soul of home-cooked meals. Even more special is the full Irish breakfast, a hearty meal featuring sausage, eggs, bacon, potato cakes, and black pudding, which is an exciting challenge for foreign palates. And don't forget Guinness, not just the most famous stout in the world but also the national drink of Ireland, poured regularly in thousands of pubs, where strangers become friends after just one pint. We've just explored 15 unique and fascinating facts about Ireland together. Hopefully this gave you a fresh perspective on the country. Don't forget to follow our channel, like, and share the video to support us. See you in the next one.